I know that you guys don't want to talk about anything but football, but Amin Elhassan is going to be here in a moment with some of his weekend observations. I still don't think we've gotten appropriately to the story about Gator player spits on someone, and that's the reason that they lose as an 18-point favorite to South Florida at home. But there
we had 3 spitting incidents last week?
Well, 4 if you count Dak Prescott, if you make it 2 separate spitting incidents. But yes, it's a little bit strange to have 4 of these spitting incidents in 10 days.
If you're the Eagles coach in the next team meeting with Jalen Carter, are you like, see what you did? Now the Gators are doing it. See the imprint that you have on these kids?
Negative role model.
I don't think that came up.
Be better. It's a coaching moment.
Remember, like, COVID?
Yeah, that's good.
Imagine spitting on people during COVID.
It's a good point, but we don't have time for it because we've got to move to all the other things happening all across sports, including...
I think you go to jail if you spit on someone during COVID, right? Actually, I think you would have gone to jail, if not prison.
It's always
true. Yeah, that's true.
Put it on the poll, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Would you have gone to prison if you had spit on someone during COVID?
Well, we can't get to that.
Well, no, we don't have time for that. But just if we're going to just glance through tennis and, an all-time great said everyone's better than him now? Okay, let's just move on. How about NASCAR? Mike, where's your gear head? Get the gear head, put it on. You'll have one chance at this because we've got too much to talk about today. So you're going to have to do it like they do with the cars in that sport fast.
Okay, Denny Hamlin's the best story in motorsports right now because not only is he suing NASCAR, but he's also an active driver, and he's a driver trying to chase down his first ever NASCAR championship. That's right. Denny Hamlin's been a name that you've probably known tangentially with that sport for 20-plus years. He's won Daytona a few times, but he's never won the big one being a championship. He won the race yesterday, gave another trademark heelish speech, but there might be anti-hero vibes here for Denny Hamlin because he's trying to reform the sport, a sport that does need reforming, and he's going to do it potentially by winning this championship and demanding he be heard. Here's Denny Hamlin after winning the most recent NASCAR race.
Y'all can boo me, but you can either get on the bandwagon or you can get run over by it.
Do you still love the boos?
Bring them all.
Lame trash talk.
You think that's lame? That's iconic.
Over.
The guy is suing NASCAR. He's like, either get on the bandwagon or get run over it.
What do you, Chris? He is in full villain mode. You don't like when a guy is challenging everyone in his sport to a fight?
It just seemed kind of lame to me. Like, get on board or get run over.
You're kind of lame to me. That is so badass. He's suing NASCAR.
He doesn't want to talk about anything except football.
What's
That's
a lawsuit about?
Charters. Because they're not
charters.
We went over this during the Michael Jordan. That Michael Jordan's among the teams suing NASCAR right now because the charter system is unfair. You essentially pay a franchise fee, and it puts you in the hole. It's impossible to make money in this sport. Michael Jordan's fine losing money, but he's not being fine with your disrespect.
Wow.
And Denny Hamlin's not fine with it either. Now, even though Denny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing, he co-owns that team with Michael Jordan. So he's trying to win this Cup Series for Joe Gibbs Racing, all while trying to fight for he and Michael Jordan's team to get access to charters and reform the sport. It's incredibly brave, incredibly vulnerable, dangerous even. In fact, some people were having fun with the fact that while he was crossing the checkered flag, the feed actually cut out. So you didn't get a great call of Denny Hamlin winning this race. But then he talked that afterwards. Denny Hamlin becoming likable.
Why is he racing for someone else's team? Like, if you own your own team, wouldn't winning a championship for yourself be better than winning one for someone else?
Boring suit.
Oh.
He needs to win as the driver, though, to cement his legacy as one of the
I
greatest
want
of
to
all time.
apologize to you that you get so little support when you talk NASCAR around
It's
here.
NASCAR. It's a football Monday. It's fine.
I mean, charter.
You guys obviously weren't dialed into TV1, the Enjoy Illinois 300. That was the TV1 with sound for me.
I'm going to try with Amin Elhassan here in a moment to keep as much football out of this hour as I can because I'd like to have a show that is a little bit balanced, if we could, on these football Mondays as we get overrun.
Insane business decision.
Well, what are you thinking? What have
Football.
What shots have you not gotten off today?
I don't need to get off shots.
Okay.
We're just here to talk some football.
Well, what do you want
Ball
to
is back, Jack.
Thank
passes.
you, Greg.
Thank
Greg
you.
gets it. Football is back, Jack.
Damn right.
Right. Do you have anything other than that, though? Like, if you want to talk football for real, what have we not talked about that the Duke has not opined
Well, we
on?
talked about the Steelers already. We talked about the Dolphins.
Not looking to
talked
review
about
what we
Sunday
have
Night
talked about.
Football. We were talking about spitting. We stopped talking about spitting for a little bit. Plenty of college going around. The Shula Bowls right around the corner. We talked about that earlier. There's football to be talked about.
There is, but also there is to be talked about
Monday Night Tilt tonight.
Jonathan Zaslow's meteoric ascent through the priciest places in media entertainment. He is flying first class.
Yeah, baby.
He is landing in suites. He's sending me photos every time he lands in a suite.
I did.
He is getting giant rooms on the road because of how good his college football coverage is.
I will be honest. Week 1, my suite, it was a little too big, but this week that was the right size suite.
How about first class? What are the first class adventures you've been experiencing? Very few people at ESPN get first class.
So I'm not a big first class guy my entire life, but I'm flying first class now. Mike, I didn't appreciate you trying to call me out on my way to Dallas this weekend.
It didn't look like first class.
It wasn't first class.
Well, it wasn't because I was flying Southwest.
Yeah,
I
well,
was sitting in the first row.
was there a reason for that?
No, I mean, it was a direct flight, so I flew Southwest.
Is there a shortage of premium airliners flying from South Florida to Dallas? It seems like
At the
that's a
time
hub
I
city.
wanted to go.
That's a hub city to hub city. You
At
understand
the time I wanted to go, so I was sitting in the front seat in Southwest, but on the way back, I was sitting first class, or I wasn't on Southwest. I was flying American on the way back, and I was sitting first class. And let me tell you something. This first class, pretty good. Pretty good. We're about to take off. See, I'm not used to first class. We're about to take off, and the young lady, she comes up and goes, "Sir, can I get you a drink?" And I think about it for a second.
Before takeoff?
Before takeoff. And I think about it for a second. I'm like, yeah, whiskey on the rocks. Let's get after it, you know? Why the hell not?
You're not flying.
I'm not flying the plane. And so I'm drinking my whiskey, you know, whatever. And then like 25 minutes later, we're about to take off. She comes up to me. She's like, "Sir, I have to take your drink." I'm like, "Oh, really? I guess you can't have the drink while I'm not flying the plane. Why can't I drink my drink while we're taking off? Is something going to happen? Is there going to be like...
You got to have your tray tables up, so where's the drink go?
In my hand?
You got that
they're not
armrest,
strapping my arms down.
They're usually not good with trusting you to do that the right way.
So she wants to take it, and so I take a huge gulp. Obviously, Greg, I'm not.
As one does.
I'm not trying to let the whiskey go
Down
away.
the hatch.
Yeah,
you gotta savor that.
It tastes so good when it touches my
Did
lips.
she even know who you were when she took it from you?
Who cares,
That's
man?
why she took it.
I don't
Who
think
does
she
she
did.
think she is? Mickey Harrison?
So I
Yeah.
take a huge gulp. It doesn't, it's not all of it. I'm not trying to
You make the face when you take a big sip of whiskey. You're like,
No, I'm a grown up. I'm a grown up. I don't make faces when I drink my whiskey. And so I give her back the drink. There's still a little bit of it left. And I'm a little bit annoyed, I mean, it's not her fault, but I'm a little bit annoyed. She's like, "Man, like I'm going to pay for that drink and you're taking it from me." I was a little bit annoyed. And then right after we take off, she comes right back up to me and she goes, "Sir, what brands were you drinking? I'm going to bring you another drink." I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah." And I told her, "Woodford Reserve, please."
Ooh, nice.
And that's when I realized, I'm not even paying for these drinks. They're just coming for free. I didn't even know that. And then she comes up to me a little bit after that, like, "Sir, would you like dinner?" I'm like, "Oh, what do you have?" And so I order some kind of pasta salad. I thought I was going to get like some little bowl. She brings me an entire plate. I got this pasta salad. I got a side of veggies. I got another little salad. I got a cake. This plate was so big, I had to move my iPad off my tray where I'm watching football to make room for this spread that she brought me. This first class is incredible.
So what are you, Jed Clampett in Beverly Hills? You've never flown first class before?
I had a great flight home. This was wonderful. And then
Look at old privilege.
Who?
Look at old privilege over here. He's talking one of the
yeah.
original Beverly Hillbillies, the old guy.
Ed
But
Clampett.
Greg Cody looking down his nose at others
Yeah.
because his wife's a law partner,
Not
not
hear
because
about
the sports writer's getting first
Did you
class
not hear about the
flights.
cake? He got cake
Yeah,
too.
a little bit of a
That's not
cake
done.
right
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
A little bit of a cake right there.
What kind of cake?
I don't know, some like honey BS. I don't know, man. I wasn't asking.
Free cake,
Yeah, it was that free cake.
first class
the best
cake.
kind.
And so, I ate up all the food, and then they took my tray, and then guess what happened next, Billy?
What?
She said, would you like another drink?
What? And you said no, thank you.
You're hammered at this point.
You're wrong about that, Billy. I said, yes, I would like another, please.
So you have taken off, though. You're in your first hour, and you're 4 whiskeys in?
Yeah, this is like the first 30 minutes. I'm hammered. By 45 minutes into this flight, I'm having a great time.
Greg Cody, has the Miami Herald ever bought you a first-class flight?
No.
So, what are you saying? That you've never flown first class because he's excited about first class? Why are you first class shaming him?
I'm not, but
Yes, you are.
You called him Jed Clampett, the orial Beverly Hillbilly.
I don't even know what that reference means.
I'm so happy for his success.
Thanks, man.
That
Yeah.
sounded incredible. He
Thanks.
made first class seem like a place that, that's goals right
I
there.
loved it. I couldn't believe it.
Now, are you going to continue flying first class?
Well, it depends if it's available on the flight. Like, it's not necessarily available on every flight that I choose. Like, my Southwest flight on the way there this weekend.
Because here's
see.
here's my question. I don't mean to upset you potentially here, but
Go on.
you're not exactly dressing first class.
Don't
I
you worry
feel
about
like-
that.
I feel like when you go first class, you have to wear you have to have a certain look about you.
Dress
It's not a
occasion.
backwards heat hat.
You would be wrong.
And a wrinkly T-shirt.
You'd be wrong.
Some guy in business attire with his laptop open. I'm like, this guy seems.
I think
like
you need a sport coat
With
when
all
you're
due
gonna fly
respect,
first class.
He knows what first class looks
You got to
like.
wear a watch.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Between all of us, this room and that room right there, who flew first class this weekend? Raise your hand. Oh, wow, what a shocker. I'm the only one with my hand raised. So I'm pretty sure I know what you need to do when you're in first class.
Everyone's wearing a watch in first class.
nobody else flew this weekend.
This was a great breakdown of SMU Baylor.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is it okay to fall asleep last night with 5 minutes left in the Sunday night football game?
Zaz, were you filling in for someone on Friday who just didn't go to work to cook?
Oh, my God. Yeah, well, I do every Friday night with Amber Wilson. She hosts Amber and Ian on ESPN Radio. That's Ian Fitzsimmons. But I do the show with her on Friday nights because we travel and we do the show on location wherever we are. But listen to this crap. Ian Fitzsimmons lives in Dallas, Texas. So instead of doing his show on Friday night, which I'm glad to do the show, I want to do the show, but instead of doing the show that his name is on, he was cooking for everybody at ESPN Radio at his home, except for me and Amber. We're working, and he's cooking for everybody else.
That's how Freddie Fitz does it. Everybody knows
That's not a real
why,
person.
That's why you're a bigger star than Freddie Fitz. And you'll always be a bigger star than Freddie Fitz. Amin Hassan is joining us now, and we're always delighted to see him. We're going to get to his weekend observations in a second. But before we do so, what can you update us on the Pablo Clippers beef at the we've left this behind, and it's still a giant story. Pablo Torre has the #1 sports podcast in America right now because it's such a giant story and because he's so far ahead on this story. Amin, you helped with the initial unveiling. What have you found interesting about over the weekend, Clippers reaction, everything happening around what appears to be a giant scandal now? Like, because people are realizing, wait a minute, no matter what your cynicism you have, millions and millions of dollars for a no-show job is sort of beyond the pale on what we thought we were doing, where we were skirting the rules.
Right. I think, Dan, first of all, the idea that Pablo is kind of just shooting from his hip, which is what many people kind of initially came out. Even the Clippers, their first statement said something like are easily provable or provably false or something like that. And then, as Pablo noted, they put out a revised statement that sounded like the first one, except the words provably false was removed. That's the lawyers. The lawyers got in there like, buddy, you guys cannot prove that these allegations are false, at the very least. Mark Cuban getting in a Twitter fight with Pablo, and then basically Pablo having to bail on the live stream we were doing because Mark Cuban was like, he's ready to go right now. And then Mark Cuban got on and talked in circles. Basically, his main point was, hey, rich people don't know how much money they have or how much money they're investing in stuff. So that was interesting. But the other thing, Dan, was all the text messages I got from people around the league in various capacities, team employees, former team employees, league execs, agents, and all of it was something along the lines of, yeah, this happens, but, I think they're screwed. Because everyone sees it's not just the magnitude of the money, Dan, it's also the amount of stuff in writing that links all these parties together.
Mike, what are you guys laughing about back there?
that Mark Cuban took to social media to be like, hey, I talked in circles for an additional 2 hours. Yeah. Good at it.
This honestly was stunning to watch happen. I mean, I don't know if you're informed. I feel like you're super, super informed here, and you can allow people to see inside of what the second episode of Pablo Torre Finds Out was, where Mark Cuban, armed with very few facts, underestimated the amount of information that Pablo had. So Pablo's got all of this information that is not only credible, but just fair fact-finding, and Cuban's response is some form again and again of, well, Steve Ballmer's not that dumb.
Right, but at the same time, almost infantilizing Steve Ballmer is like, he was a victim, he got taken advantage of, and Pablo rightly points out, like, wait, which one is it? Is he Mr. Magoo, or is he like just a guy who didn't do his due diligence because he's rich and he's got other people to do that and they didn't do that? Mark Cuban brings up a story about how he got scammed, and it's just like none of this really makes sense, because at the end of the day, Cuban and Ballmer, who, by the way, we need to get to his conversation with Ramona Shelburne, because I was like, man, you should not have done that. You should not have sat down and answered those questions that prematurely. But then, here's the thing they keep coming back to. Well, these guys are scammers. Of course. Why would they do this? Oh, they're scammers. This is what I know about scammers and really most criminal enterprises. The goal is to make money. So if my goal is to scam people to make money, yes, I'll pay Leonardo DiCaprio. Yes, I'll pay Drake. Yes, I'll pay Robert Downey Jr. because they're going to go out and spread the gospel and bring me more money. Why would I pay $28 million to a guy who's not even the most famous dude in his sport, who's notoriously a recluse, who's not going to do anything for me?
Four times as much as you're paying any and all of the other celebrities who are bigger celebrities and better spokesmen than he.
Yes, it's literally the duality of they're more famous than him, and also, they're going to burn a calorie to sell our scam to the world and legitimize it. This guy's doing none of that, and he's not even that famous outside of basketball to begin with. Why are they paying him the most? How does that help the scam? Okay, I get it. They're scammers. You're right, Mark Cuban. You're right, Steve Ballmer. These guys are criminals. They're awful people. They took advantage of people. You need to tell me how paying $28 million to Kawhi Leonard helped them. Because I can't see how it helped aspiration one bit.
I want to get back to the Ballmer interview, but before we head down that path, I want to get Zaz's thoughts for Amin and just reiterate, okay, that what Pablo Torre Finds Out is doing, the degree of difficulty on it. He's got these people pinned with facts. They are facts thoroughly reported by the most ethical of journalism, and they're pinned in a way that makes Ballmer, a bit panicked, have to go on television before he's ready to talk about things he might not be totally prepared to talk about. I just want to point out again, the NBA investigated some of this stuff. What Pablo did is more thorough in its findings than an NBA investigation that wasn't able to find things like this. So I just want people to understand that Pablo's degree of difficulty on this, he's got to have the facts in his corner in order to be as confident as he is.
Yeah, I would clarify. The NBA did their investigation back in 2019, 2020. These events happened after that, number one. Number two, much of Pablo's findings are based on Aspiration's bankruptcy filing and those documents and that we looked at therein. So we had access to stuff that even if the NBA had done their investigation in 2021, they wouldn't have had access to any of these documents. There's nothing that would have compelled Aspiration to hand over that stuff as opposed to bankruptcy
I'm
filing.
saying the fishiness around all the Kawhi stuff has led to investigations, and it wasn't able to look like there was this much circumstantial evidence until all of the bankruptcy filings and fraud.
Right. But I think the bigger thing is that the Clippers have been investigated multiple times under Steve Ballmer over these things. That was another thing a lot of people forgot. DeAndre Jordan, remember the whole thing with the chair and the emoji war and all that stuff when he was almost a Maverick and then he wasn't? Yeah, the Clippers did some cap service convention during that as well. They kind of set up a side deal with Lexus to pay DeAndre Jordan. The NBA fined them $250,000 for that. So at this point, with Steve Ballmer, it's not just a case of, hey, man, this looks fishy. It's also, you're a repeat offender. This ain't your first rodeo.
Well, except Ballmer kept saying to Ramona Shelburne there, we know the rules, they know the rules. Okay, man, they know the rules, except Uncle Dennis keeps asking for things that are against the rules, and you know the rules, but You got tagged for this in the past already with that Lexus deal. So who cares that you know the rules and they know the rules? But back to the Cuban thing real quick. Cuban's whole MO the whole time as to why he's Team Ballmer was because, like, Pablo kept stating his reporting in what is believed to be fact through his reporting, and Cuban's response every time was just, I don't believe Ballmer's dumb enough to fall for this. And then Cuban then went over an old email that Aspiration sent him at the time, wanting him to be an investor. And Cuban specifically says the reason he didn't go along with it was because it was really aggressive and the money raised several red flags. Why Ballmer go along with it then?
Zaz, dude, it was so crazy to hear Mark Cuban make points that were actively working against his argument, right? When he said that, I'm like, do you realize what you're saying? You said Steve Ballmer is, he's too smart to fall for that kind of thing or to do that kind of thing. And then you're telling me that these people you sniffed out within one email, Steve Ballmer with the full distance with? Come on. And then Steve Ballmer with Ramona, I mean, she asked him, hey, how do we know you guys are doing that? Because it's against the rules. I'm like, that's not an argument, right? Then he went on. This is my favorite part of the interview by far. He says, Ramona asks him, have you spoken to Kawhi? He says, no. She says, would you like to hear what he has to say about all this? And Steve Ballmer says, no, it's not my business. It's Kawhi's business. I'm like, what? If you and me, Zaz, were accused of robbing a bank, and I know we didn't do it, or at least I didn't do it, wouldn't I pick up the phone and say, hey, Zaz, isn't this crazy? They think we robbed the bank? Why would I be like, no, I can't talk to Zaz. Oh, that might look fishy. It would only look fishy if I actually did something. Hey, he could have lied to you. He could have said, not yet. I haven't talked to him yet. And then literally never talked to him, but just still say not yet. But he didn't. He made it clear. That's not me. That's him. And that's the part where I'm wondering is if that's Steve Ballmer's ejection button, which is, we didn't know anything about it. This is Kawhi and Uncle Dennis all on their own acting illicitly, which it still isn't a strong enough argument, but it might be the argument he tries to run with.
And when he was asked, why was Aspiration paying Kawhi Leonard to not do anything? He was like, I don't know, they're scammers. Don't scammers normally want you to pay them to do nothing?
Right.
Not the other way around?
I mean, let's play this sound for you from Channing Frye. You tell me what your thoughts are here on him reacting with Kendrick Perkins and Richard Jefferson here on the Road Trippin' podcast.
First of all, why are you snitching? No, why are you snitching? Who cares? Why are you snitching?
Who's snitching? Who's snitching? The reporter? The reporter's job is to snitch. Our job is to keep it quiet, right? Like, Ballmer didn't tell. Kawhi didn't tell. So Pablo's doing what he's supposed to do, and he's doing an absolute great job. Shout him out for this investigation.
Yeah, Channing went to University of Arizona, not known for its academics. So sometimes some of these things do fly over his head. He's a bright guy, but I got to blame his education at that point. No, what are you talking about snitching? Where are we in life? When I was growing up, snitching was if you were doing the dirt, if you're in this thing, that's what snitching is, right? So if I'm also doing this tampering, cap circumvention stuff, I can't be the whistleblower of the source. That would be snitching. But for the rest of us, I'm not doing this. It's not my job to make sure that you're doing all right. The media's job is as a watchdog. It's to make sure these things come to light.
Well, what's Richard Jefferson doing saying my job is to hide that stuff? Isn't he a media member now?
Well, he's doing the multiple hats thing. He's bald, so he has to wear hats all the time.
Players want other players to get paid.
Sounds like a bunch of snitches talking to me. Pocket watching Kawhi, wondering where's he getting all that money from. It's none of your goddamn business where he's getting that money from, Pablo. Mind your own business. Where are you getting your money from?
Time now for Amin's weekend observations.
It is time for Amin to share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy
Amin.
Weekend observations is presented by Miller Lite. Dan, my eyebrows are singed. My hair is blown back. And I smell a bit like burnt bacon. Because just like that, make no mistake, my Sundays are now cooked.
Yeah.
Weekend observations will officially be on Mondays from now on.
Yeah.
Unless they're not. Like next Monday. Cynthia and Carl, we need to have a conversation. The Dolphins did something yesterday that the Giants couldn't do in 5 years. Made Daniel Jones into a competent quarterback.
Yeah.
Greg Cody, stand strong. You double down. You don't let these guys suck you off the ledge. Don't change that season prediction.
He's so homerific. Like, you can't.
Dude,
One game.
here's the problem. Greg,
One game.
Greg, this is what I'll say to you. This is in your support. If anything happens from here on out that continues to be bad, you've already lost the crowd. Everyone thinks you're already a homer. But if anything good happens, you get to be the guy who said, told you so, told you it was just one game. You don't give up. Hold strong. Baltimore starts its season just like it ended last season. Choking. Jerry Jones needs to check if he still has the receipts for the Micah Parsons deal. Maybe he could get store credit? You ever do that, guys? You get something like, I made a mistake, you go back, and they're like, well, we can't give you your cash back. Well, your store credit. Why do people say choke someone out with their bare hands? Would it be any more benign if you did it with gloves on? No? Okay.
No, that's
sure.
fair.
Benign means safe.
It's a good point.
guys
No,
are like,
I'm
what is
sorry.
benign
No,
mean?
I was just thinking about it. Give us a we weren't. It's not that the joke wasn't good. You made me think. Yes, we do it with the bare hands because it makes the extra syllables make it sound like more
Is
of
it
a
because
threat.
I might otherwise do it with like a rope or something?
Or what if like a headlock?
You can do one of those moves the mafia does where you're in the back seat of the car and
Oh,
you
that's
do
a
it
good
with
move.
a wire,
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
That's a good move.
Always wanted to do that.
Yeah, machete.
What?
When you see it, you're like, that seems like if you ever had to.
You always wanted to murder somebody?
No, I'm saying if you had to attack somebody, you're like from behind. Like at the you obviously know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but I didn't go to the next place of volunteering that I want to do that
It's a
to
hypothetical.
somebody.
If I was ever going to attack somebody, this is how I
I've
probably would do
always
it.
wanted
You were
to
going to
do
attack
that.
somebody to murder them.
To
We
murder.
definitely know what you're talking about. That's why we're confused that you're openly admitting you want to murder.
It's weird.
Who would you theoretically want to murder?
Yeah, when you've thought about it, who were you doing it to?
First person that came to mind.
Yeah, premeditate this, please.
Not that it would ever happen, just, who might it be?
Say it into the microphone.
You have till the end of the segment to take something back, just so you know.
You know, I'm going to use some judgment here and not answer this question.
Good idea.
Chris Cody.
You're clear now. If anyone gets murdered around you, no one's going to suspect you because you didn't say a name.
Chris,
Yes.
listen to me. Double down. Take a bait. Come back with your top 5 ways you would murder someone. That's how you do it.
All right, I'm on it.
Because that's how you win. You give in now, you've lost. You've lost to the terrorists. Jaden Daniels, effortless. How many people saw that DeAndre Hopkins touchdown and thought, game over?
Winner of the weekend.
Me. I am people. Guilty. Good to see Geno Smith picking up right where he left off the last time I paid attention to him. Guy's a winner when I watch. I don't know about you guys.
For those who do not know, Amin Al-Hassan, I believe, has the single greatest prediction in the history of this show, in the 20-year history of the show. He got Geno Smith's stats almost exactly right the season that Geno Smith had that was a season better than any of us thought he would ever have. Almost exactly right. Touchdowns, interceptions, all of it.
Yards.
Crazy how
All of
close
it.
he was before the season.
Just the history of this show, huh? You got a better prediction?
I've rarely heard predictions better than that one.
There's no better agent for procrastination than a random Instagram reel. It's not from an account you follow. Nobody sent it to you. It just appeared, and you started watching
Procrastination.
instead of doing your work.
What did you see?
I saw this whole thing about cricket. It was a documentary. I didn't watch the whole documentary. It was just a clip from the documentary. But like the British dude in the documentary, like at the time, they were like, oh, we're going to make the West Indies team grovel. He used those terms. We're going to make them grovel. And the West Indies team, they didn't like that because there's a white guy telling mostly black and other colored people that they're going to grovel to the British dude. So they went out and whooped his ass. And I was so locked in. I don't give a about cricket, but I was like, wow. And then I realized, I have to finish these weekend observations. What am I doing?
My reels are a lot of boobs.
Attaboy. Travis Etienne can scoot. Do you guys say Travis Etienne or do you say Travis Etienne Jr.?
No need for the junior. We know it's
Thank
not
you.
his dad.
Exactly. If your father isn't famous, I'm not including the junior. Similarly, if your son isn't famous, I'm not including the senior. Talking to you, Marcus Morris. We call him Marcus Morris Sr. Why? Is Junior coming up? He's like 3. Ridiculous.
I don't know if any of you had the reaction, not to damper this at all, but when I heard Stingley Jr. to the medical tent over the weekend, like I had an immediate reflex on I don't like hearing Stingley's to a medical tent because I associate that name only with paralysis, even though his son is a great football player.
Yeah, he is.
Way to damper the mood.
Sorry.
I knew Sinner was cooked in the U.S. Open final when I saw Drake bet $300,000 on him. Aubrey Graham, the polar opposite of the Midas touch.
Man, he's a terrible gambler.
Does he ever win bets?
Like what? He's terrible. Like why does he have these giant public bets that always lose?
I'm going to start a new segment on DraftKings where we just bet the opposite of Drake.
It's just crazy, though. How much money has he lost? I understand he's wildly, wildly wealthy, but he loses giant bets all the time, and he can't be making the only the ones that he's showing us.
Well, the ones he shows us is the ones he loses. I've never seen him post one and then he won afterwards, so maybe there's something to that. Maybe Pablo Torre can uncover that. Pablo Torre, uncovering an alleged massive salary cap circumvention story. Only for some people to be disappointed that Pablo Torre didn't uncover the Epstein files. Tells you what kind of run Pablo Torre is on. PTFO. Steve Ballmer, saying the Clippers abided by the rules because that's the right thing to do. I'll try that next time I'm pulled over for speeding. Officer, I was doing the speed limit. Why? Well, that's the right thing to do. Never mind, you got the radar gun that got me doing 75. Steve Ballmer, investing $50 million into Aspiration, who happened to compensate Kawhi Leonard $48 million. Coincidence.
Allegedly.
To be fair to Steve Ballmer, $50 million to him is literally worth 3 cents to a regular person.
That's right.
Puka Nacua deserves a second song. Yeti, get on that. My guy 10-Day Tony, saying the Giants have the best defensive line in the NFL. Pump your brakes. But also, I hope you're right. If you take Joe Mazzulla, made him wear glasses, gave him a little more hair, and made him a lot less successful, you get Mike McDaniel. This guy, he goes into the press conferences, he always says something weird, and then the team goes out there and lays a fart.
Yeah, it's been really bad.
Dan, you don't get to be quirky and eclectic if you're not winning.
No,
we agree to that, right?
And certainly not if you're losing like that.
Like Joe Mazzulla hanging on by a thread. We're gonna see this year how long the eclectic, quirky, I think of things differently bit goes when the Celtics aren't the best team in the conference. Mike McDaniel grew up with Dan Soder. I didn't know that. You guys know that? Did you guys know that?
I knew that.
That's a yes or no. Thank you.
I knew.
No.
Can't check out on me that hard, guys.
I'm
just
sorry.
play along.
You know what? I mean, I'm sorry. I was talking to Chris
play
about
along.
Yeti's got a song about the Dolphins that I wanted to play at the end of the segment, and so I wasn't listening to what you were saying. Please keep it moving.
There's 17 people in that room.
Streeter, that's
You
fine.
weren't listening. Chris wasn't listening. Everybody else can't give me a
I'm working
yeah,
on my
no,
top
whatever.
5 ways I would kill someone.
I'm conflicted
you, someone else.
because we're in a room where Chris is actively Googling on a work computer how best ways to murder someone.
I mean,
so it's like, am I now
I'm sorry.
complicit in
we
this?
didn't participate. Keep it moving, please. Thanks for not bringing attention to it. Chris Cody, number 5.
Sword fight.
Oh, that's a good place.
You have to win.
Number 4. Another 4. Number 4.
Number 4, slowly poison them over time.
I like that.
Number 3.
That was your way, the choke with the wire in a car from
that's
behind.
a good one. Number 2.
Cut their brakes.
That's a good one. And number 1.
Trick them into entering the lion's pit at the zoo.
Put some thought into this.
All right, excellent work.
Pride of a lion.
I like number 1.
Ride with a lion.
Another lion passed this week at the Zoo Miami.
Okay. All right.
Sad.
Way to bring it down.
I didn't kill it. Chris's friend did. He
Maybe
tricked to go
Chris
into the
did.
Lion's den, yeah. And that
Well,
friend
all right,
killed the lion. Who saw that coming?
Go ahead, Amin.
Angel Reese suspended by the Chicago Sky for a half for comments detrimental to the team. They're 10-31. Sounds like the team is detrimental to the team. Also suspended for just a half. Either go full game or go home. Cowards.
It's the move whenever it's a good player. You do it for a half.
Yes, but they're 10-31.
That's right. They didn't want to give away another game.
Jackson Dart should start. Russell Wilson should retire. Someone threw a green lifeless thing on the field of an NFL game. It's called the Jets. Oh, man, that just killed them.
Yes, that's a good joke.
Tore their hearts out.
Where is the sex toy? Do we have video of the sex
Equality!
toy landing on the field? There it is. Yeah, there it is. Confirmed. Yeah. That right there is American football has returned. A referee just throwing a dildo 20 yards.
I just like that it has to be green. Like, you're not doing it right if it's not green.
Going forward, the confirming sound. We need to hear the whole thing because when it starts and it doesn't end, it can be inappropriate.
I feel bad for that official. Like, he has to pick it up.
It's embarrassing. The internet's forever, and now he's just got a dildo in his hand. He's wandering around.
If I'm him, I'm like, can I get a paper towel?
He's at the top of his job, and he can't. Yeah, he needs something.
You get what I'm saying? Because it goes, cut!
Yes.
Is there anything he wouldn't grab? If he was like, oh, I can't. I'm not touching it.
Close this out, Amin.
It took not being a Jet for Aaron Rodgers to look like Aaron Rodgers. Serbia lost to Finland despite 33 points and 8 rebounds by Jokic. I guess you could say Serbia's Eurobasket run is finished. They lost to Finland.
Yeah, see, that's a good joke.
I get
Nice.
Yeah, that always helps when you have to point out that's a good joke. Yeah. People laugh harder then. To get the people... the people upset that I'm doing weekend observations. I get it. We always miss the original because it was better. You ever gone to a bar and found out that your favorite bartender was replaced with a guy named Steve? I'm Steve. What can I get you? Top 5 things where the original was better. OLI. Jerry Garcia as the original lead singer for the Grateful Dead. Number 5, Chevy Chase as the original Weekend Update host. Number 4, Janet Hubert, the original Aunt Viv. Number 3, Lewis Wilson as the original Batman. Very, very racist movie, that original Batman. You can watch it on Tubi, I think. Number 2, Backrub, the original name for Google.
Put it on the poll, please.
I'm not making that up.
At Le Batard Show, did you know that Backrub was the original name for Google?
And the number 1 thing where the original was better. The dinosaurs. The original dominant species has wiped out by climate change. They're better because they didn't cause the climate change. It just happened to them. I guess Arch Manning had a red dot on San Jose State. Miami beat Bethune-Cookman 45-3. Georgia Tech beat Gardner-Webb 59-12. Florida State beat East Texas A&M 77-3. Alabama beat Louisiana Monroe 77-0. And Oregon beat Oklahoma State 69-3. One of these things is not like the other. LeBron James demolished his $37 million mansion so he can build his dream home. LeBron James living in a $37 million mansion that isn't his dream home is proof that everyone is miserable. We're all in our own personal hell, Dano. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Those are the weekend.
You ran out of music twice. Thank you, Amin. Good talking to you.
I work hard.
Hey, folks, it's Mike Ryan, and it's also football season. That's right. Things just kicked off. I celebrated a big dub with my friends and my trusty Miller Lite right there beside me because Miller Time is the secret ingredient to football time. Miller Time makes everything a good time. I love Miller Lite. You know why? Because Miller Lite is brewed for flavor with simple ingredients, rich toffee notes, and that iconic golden color. And here's a kicker, folks. In its 50th year of existing, it's just 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. The original light beer since 1975 and still hidden 5 decades later. Whether you're at the game or at your home on your couch with your friends, put out a nice little cold cooler of Miller Lite and make sure the drinks keep coming because it is football time and you want that beer that hits different. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/Dan to find delivery options near you, or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
Daniel Jones is a bust.
Uh-huh.
Nobody likes Daniel Jones.
Greg, if you can't be Daniel Jones.
Tagovailoa with time. Now fires over the middle, picked off. It's Latu. And the second of the day for Tua Tagovailoa.
Can't explain how the Dolphins are making me feel. I got no faith in Mike McDaniel at the steering wheel. Fucking 2 eyes, brain is Swiss cheese. You can't lose like that to me. We got blown out by Daniel Jones. Somebody to stab me in the heart. There's no hope for the playoffs now. Might as well put the franchise down. We got blown out by Daniel Jones.
That is awesome. I love that song.
We're so bad.
I would play that in the car. That's a great song. Juju, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, brother. How you doing, man? Good to see y'all on this blessed Monday.
Juju's a Bills fan. He's living good right now.
Oh, man. You thought it was over, Juju. Come on, be honest.
Bro, I thought it was over when Derrick Henry broke the first one. I was like, oh, my goodness, not this again. Our defense is trash, as usual. I'm going to say that. I have no faith in our defense, but even the garbage can gets a steak.
Juju, what stood out to you over the weekend? Let's start Saturday with college football.
Oh, my goodness. The story of the weekend to me, man, why you never give up on yourself. Kent Broussard, the oldest LSU band member ever. Come on, man. Follow your dreams.
He's
it's
a
never
freshman.
too late.
He's a freshman. That's Greg
A
Cody.
freshman, right? How
great.
many people out there would have just gave up on that dream a long time ago, man? My boy's 66 years old and still pushing it. It's a reminder that your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing, absolutely nothing grows there. Back to you guys.
Do you think the other bandmates, is he popular, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, they pretend he is.
Hey, can you buy us booze?
Can we throw the image up one more time? Because I thought he might be popular with the band, so popular that the person behind him would put their hand on his shoulder. But it's an optical illusion.
Yeah.
He's just got his gloves strapped underneath that thing. So maybe they don't like him.
Yeah. So what instrument does is he play the tuba? What's he got going on there?
Yep. It's a tuba thing, shouty. Like, he loves the tuba. He be playing the tuba in his own neighborhood, aggravating everybody. And then they didn't know he had a dream, and that boy accomplished that dream, man. The biggest failure is not trying, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, that guy's got some muscles. Don't tubas weigh like 50 pounds? They do. They're heavy.
Yeah, they are.
Juju, what else stood out to you on Saturday?
On Saturday, it was a lot going on Saturday. Another thing that stood out was my boy Fran Brown, man. Old school coach, man. Syracuse got the W, but directly after the game, wind sprints, everybody, the entire team. Come on, man. We're not playing these games. Right. I love this type of coaching. That's exactly what my coach would have done to us. Full uniform.
All those guys running are like, I am out of here next year. I am gone.
Why'd they have to do that if they won?
Bro, he didn't like something he saw. They practiced something all week and they did not do it. So he got to get them boys on the line.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, they played UConn and they barely won, but I don't know. I'm trying to go home and have fun. We just won the game. Anyway, last night, though, Juju, we didn't bring this up during the main show. There was an altercation between Lamar Jackson and a fan in the front row. Because, like, the fan, I guess, when they scored a touchdown, he kind of smacked DeAndre Hopkins upside the head, right?
Yeah, he smacked DeAndre Hopkins over across the head, and then he had the nerve to slap Lamar across the head, and Lamar wasn't having it. And my hat's off to Lamar, like, salute. Like, you can't put your hands on people, fans of whatever, me, anybody, whoever it is. You a fan of this game. How dare you touch these players, these $1 million players, man? Lamar pushed that man back into his seat politely, and I think he was well deserved of it. And the brother got kicked out of the game. Hopefully he get banned from the stadium. Do everything to him, man. You can't do that. That's a bad look for Buffalo.
Yeah, I saw Lamar Jackson after the game. Like, he was asked about it, I guess, in the post-game press conference, and he was like, yeah, you know, I can't let him touch my guys, but I also sometimes forget where I'm at, you know. I wouldn't even have said that part if I was Lamar Jackson. I wouldn't have given any kind of apology.
Yeah, fans got to know their role. You know, just because you buy a ticket, you're not entitled to run onto the field or mess with a player physically.
Kind of like that Phillies fan, not entitled to that ball.
It's like Aki.
Not your ball.
That's
yeah,
exactly
Juju,
right.
give me something on Philly's Karen. Come on now.
Bruh, I thought that I disagree with you a little bit. It was hilarious how Buddy first realized she was up on him. He was like, what in the world?
Like a natural reaction of like, yo, what the hell?
That was funny.
Right. Hocus pocus. But after that, brother, like, this is still a female. This is a woman. He's a man. There isn't many options he have. I know it's not what we want to see him take the ball from the kid, but I feel like he was put in this rock in a hard place situation where this lady is just coming at him, and he did the best of, I guess, two evils and gave the lady the ball. I think that's a real man, dog. He de-escalated it quickly, and man, we all got his back. So I think he did what was right.
I mean, it all worked out, certainly for the kid. I mean, if he didn't give the ball to her, the kid wouldn't have been able to go down to the clubhouse afterward and meet the Phillies player. Right. But I don't know, like, that woman's not in charge. Just because she wants the ball, you don't have to give it to her.
Exactly.
Right. I wonder what David Sampson would have done in that situation. We got to ask him next time. What would you have done? A pair of gloves, some sand from the field for the kid.
I hate that woman. I'm so whatever. Like, I hate that woman. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I don't know why anyone would say they're sorry. Juju, you got some polls for us to update today?
Yes, sir. First poll: are italics the Lord's font? 67% of the audience says yes, it is. Also, salute to Rich Eisen. He had a great call from Harrison Butker the other day. Interestingly enough, wide right.
It was great.
Hell yeah. Can you blame someone for falling asleep when the game was 40-25 last night? 73% of the audience says, no, you can't blame them.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Who felt better after yesterday's game? Aaron Rodgers or Jalen Ramsey? 65% of the audience says Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean, he got up there afterwards, said he appreciated beating anyone associated with the New York Jets. That's a good line.
Right. Whole NFC East, 0-1, except your boys. Would you have gone to prison if you had spit on someone during COVID? 89% of the audience says, yes, you would have. And the last poll, it's a fresh poll. I got to update the chart right now. While I update this, DLS Hoops, baby. We are back today. DLS Hoops. Subscribe. Give us 27 subscribers instead of 26, please. Did you know that back rub was the original name for Google? 93% of the audience says no, and those are your polls.
Dad, I just want to continue what I started before the show. Remember,
Sure.
Dan tried to separate us, and I was like, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I love working with you. I won't
Thank
let
you.
Dan do this.
Yeah.
You also look great. You look fully hydrated. It must be because of Liquid IV.
Yeah, it is.
Transitioning from summer to fall takes focus. You power through with Liquid IV's new sugar-free energy multiplier. It's hydration, it's energy, all in one. Each stick has a 2-to-1 ratio of L-theanine to caffeine for balanced energy without jitters or crash. 0 sugar, 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drinks, plus 5 essential vitamins, available in strawberry kiwi and blackberry lemonade. I keep a few packs in my backpack all the time. Always do it after work. It's simple. You tear, pour, mix, and you're hydrated. Don't let the grind drain you. Ditch the glitch with 0 sugar, 0 crash from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com and get 20% off your first order with code Dan at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code Dan at liquidiv.com.
Thanks, Juju.